Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Goldfayn. Welcome back to the second episode of my new sales video series. I call this Growing Sales with a Drink During an Epidemic. The topic today is how do we create and evolve our sales work essentially in crisis, under pressure. And then I've got two really good questions from you guys, from viewers. We had an excellent response to the first episode, so it looks like this is a thing now. This is a series, and we're going to continue doing this. So I hope that's okay with you. My goal here is to make these informal. I want to make them relaxed. I want to make them easy to consume. And we have enough difficulty and pressure, and I want these to be light and airy. Hence, the drink. So this is by High West Distillery. You can see it up top there above the label on the glass. And this is a limited bottle they put out called, as you can see there, a Midwinter Night's Dram. And so this is a blend of rye whiskeys, right? So it's a rye blend. And at the bottom there, it's kind of cool where it says Act 7, Scene 5. That means that this is the 7th year they've bottled this. And Scene 5, I read just now, means that it was the 5th day that they bottled this from barrel. So as it's a blend, this is round and easy to drink, and it's not sharp. Here's what it looks like in the glass. So it has a lovely sort of toffee, brown, almost orange tinge to it. I am colorblind, so that's what it looks like to me. I see some color, but sometimes I'm not exactly sure what I'm seeing. That's what it looks like to me. Cheers. So some orange, some toffee, just nice, easy, smooth. This is 98.6 proof, so 49% alcohol. And just a good limited release bottle. Obviously, it comes out in the winter, so it's kind of warm and kind of comfort food whiskey here. And I think this one was about $90 at our local wine shop. All right. Now, what are we doing sales wise today? I think that we should never let a good crisis go to waste. And in fact, that's a famous quote by Rahm Emanuel. He said that in 2008 during the last financial crisis. And, as we sit here now, we are in crisis. Things are uncomfortable. We have time, in good times, our phone rings off the hook. These days, there's not a lot of phone ringing, is there? And so, today, if we're not calling out, chances are we're probably not talking to a lot of customers, And so the question is, how do we leverage this crisis to grow and improve how we sell, right? How do we use this pressure and this tension that we have today to innovate and to create now? How do we strategize? How do we think through what we can do in this environment today for our customers to help them? In my business, I've been kind of thinking and doing nothing but this. In the last couple of weeks, I've done 2 live webinars. I'm going to continue doing them regularly. You have these videos, which are brand new, kind of long form, informal, relaxed. I like to do them in one take. I don't like turning off the video and starting all over again. There's a new private Facebook group where if you get value from this kind of thing, I really want you to go over there and join us. We have more than 175 members. It's just been a soft launch. I haven't done an aggressive launch for that. And we talk about sales issues, sales questions, sales challenges, sales successes. These are sales people who want to grow and improve. And so, I've talked to a couple of friends over the last week or so, and I feel like I've told them I feel like I'm in this weird crisis-induced state of creativity. I'm creating products and value for my clients and the people who follow my work. Hopefully you feel that way. I'm trying. I'm trying to help you even now. And, as we think about this, think about your favorite artist, think about your favorite singer. Elton John didn't create anything amazing and world-changing once he got rich and started living in that mansion. Think about your favorite bands. Think about John Lennon. Think about the bands that you like, right? Whether it's Bon Jovi or Guns N' Roses, or they create their best work when they're hungry, when they're uncomfortable. That's when you have the tension to create. So let's leverage that. Let's use this time to do that. I think it's really a good opportunity if you can just shift your mindset a little bit and get yourself there. So, how do we do that? Practically, right? It's nice sort of theory and language, but how do we do it? And so let's get practical here. And I've got 3 or 4 different thoughts for you, and we'll do these quickly. Number 1, I think you need a list of people who can buy now. You need a list of people who can say yes. Not everybody can say yes now. Some people can only say yes later, right? We need some people who can say yes now. Number 2, we need a list of products and services that you can sell now, because not all of your products and services can be sold today. Some have to wait until after the crisis, just as some customers can't buy today, but they can buy when this starts to improve. So we need to know who they are, and we need a good list. And I want to challenge you with something here under this, which products and services can we sell now in this pandemic that we find ourselves in. Here's my challenge. My challenge is you might not have them now, but you might need to create them, right? As I have done with this $99 a month coaching program, which literally didn't exist 2 weeks ago. And, I sat down and I thought, what do people need now? Salespeople need help selling. They need it at a really, really low cost. And you need easy access to it, right? So we're going to do a Monday morning meeting together for half an hour, where 1/3 of it, 10 minutes, is going to be on mindset. 10 minutes is going to be on making that list, exactly what I'm talking about right now. Who are we going to talk to this week, and what are we going to talk to them about? Which ones of our products and services are we going to talk to them about? And then number 3, how are we going to reach them? And so the last third is going to be some success sharing from the week. People are going to talk about their wins and their successes. So backing up, we need a list of people who can buy now, as opposed to after this is over. We need a list of products and services that you can sell now, and some of them may not exist. And I challenge you to figure out, what are your easy yeses? This is important now. This is a really important part of our conversation. What are your easy yeses that people aren't going to struggle over, right? Big ticket items, difficult yeses. Lower cost, perhaps higher volume, and really high value, those are easier yeses. So what are yours, right? Think through now. It's not all the products. Which ones are the easy yeses? Those are the ones to talk about to your customers. And then the third thing we need to think through is, how are you going to reach these people who can buy now about these products that you feel like you can sell now? How are you going to reach them? Are you just going to call them? Are you going to text first and then call? Are you going to email first and then call? And you probably noticed that no matter how you do it here, it all ends in a phone call, right? It starts and ends with a call. So let's drink to the phone call for a second here. My wife is waiting downstairs with wine. She doesn't do the whiskey. So after this, we drink the wine. I was happy to find out I have a good friend who drinks considerably more wine than we go through. So that was good. That made me happy. Okay, we're going to change topics quickly, and we're going to close with 2 questions from readers. From people who wrote in with their questions. We actually addressed these on the webinar that I did a few days ago, and I'd like to do them here because I feel like they're really important. So Scott F. writes, how do you even start conversations with people now in this environment? How do I even start a conversation with somebody, right? People are stressed. People are uncomfortable, right? There's pressure everywhere. People get laid off, right? I read today, as I record this, that like a third, 35% of people expect to be either are laid off now or have suffered a decrease in the amount of money they take home. A third of people, right, either have been laid off or are making less than they were making a month and a half ago. So that's a big deal. How do you start a conversation now? Here's the answer. You say, Tom, it's Alex. How are you? How's your family? I was thinking about you. How you doing, man? And that is how you start a conversation with somebody now, as well as any other time. But especially now, this is incredibly important to be able to say to somebody, how are you? I was thinking about you. How's your health? How's your family? It shows people that you care. It shows them that you're interested. It shows them that you're thinking about them. It shows them that you're present even now, and that you're trying to get them through this really difficult time that they're in. And if you help people now, if you help people through this time, they are going to remember you forever. Forever. And they're going to reward you with their business, right? And I believe this more than almost anything else that I think about in this environment now, right? These days. Help people through this now. They're going to remember you forever. They're going to be grateful to you for the rest of their lives. That's how big this is. And it costs us nothing, and it takes no time. We just got to pick up the phone. That's it. That's the work. Samantha H. actually sent in a difficult, complicated question. She says, I have encountered, quote, the project is on hold until further notice. What is a compassionate rebuttal? The project is on hold until further notice, right? Until this ends. What's a good rebuttal for this? So I've thought about this. And firstly, I think rebuttal is probably the wrong language. You know, rebuttal is kind of, you know, you're pitching a project and they're rebutting you and you're rebutting them and they're resisting and you're trying to get, you know, around them or you know, kind of drive them back to the so it's all a little too adversarial for me. I think a better word than you know, how do I rebut this is how do I help them anyway, right? How do I help them even now? And so I feel like my answer is, you know, the project is on hold until further notice. I want to confirm, I want to learn a little more about that, right? So tell me about that, right? And it's pretty easy to understand why. Why? Because the world's ending. At least they feel like the world's ending, right? And so my answer, and I've heard this a lot, you know, just for whatever it's worth. I mean, I sell big projects, right? I sell 6-figure projects. And they run 6 to 12 months, and they're a big commitment for the client. They're a big commitment for me. And I've had 3 projects in the last couple of weeks just disappear, right? They dried up. I didn't get a no, but I said pretty much what Samantha says here. It's on hold, they told me. It's on hold. Here's my answer. Okay, let's let this pass. Let's get through this, and then let's get back together when this ends, or it looks like it's ending, so that we can run when this is over, right? And so if they tell you, no, not now, I think don't push them into now. Glide them elegantly towards later. And say you're going to reach out to them in a couple weeks to discuss it. So I'm going to check in with you every couple of weeks to make sure that you're good and everything's okay on your end. And when this is over, I want to make sure we're prepared to take off then. And I think that's how you do this, you know? I think that now is not the time to be silent. I think now is the time to be present, you know? And also, I'm not suggesting that you don't care enough. I think you care a lot. I'm suggesting that we need to communicate this care. Let them hear from you. Let them hear from you now. Don't be silent. Let the competition be silent. They can be over there silent in a little shell. We need to communicate. We need to be present. And they're going to thank us with their business. If not now, if not today, then when this turns. Not when things get back to normal, to where they were a month and a half ago, but just when we stop doing this and we start coming back up a little bit. That's when. Okay? Listen, cheers to you. Fight. We got to keep going. You know, we got to keep trying. We got to keep trying to help people. They deserve that from us. Our families deserve that from us. Our companies deserve that from us. Let's keep helping people. Let's keep talking to people. And this will get better. It will improve. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.